Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Just before we get started, I wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone that's subscribed or watched any of my videos. We just hit 100 subscribers yesterday, so that's a huge milestone for me, so thank you very much. So today we're going to be looking at Mock Service Worker, or MSW, which is a library that allows you to intercept network requests on the browser or within a node environment and essentially mock responses back. So this is going to help you out for the testing side and for your development story as well. So this is quite a powerful tool. I think it's very kind of simplistic in its approach, and the mocks you write can be shared across both your tests and development. So what this means is that in your tests, you no longer need to kind of mock out window.fetch or mock your kind of fetching API service. You're doing all the mocking in the network layer, so that's kind of a lot more clean, a lot simpler. We'll have a look into that. And from the development side, it means you don't need to spin up a backend or point to a dev server. You can just do it all within the browser, and you can really easily change the responses again from the network level. So very powerful tool. Let's get right into it. So as a prerequisite, I'd probably recommend just having a quick read about how service workers work. I'll add a link in the description below for you to have a quick read. I'm going to go over high level what we need to know for this tutorial here, but I won't cover everything, of course. So if you just think about a standard request from the browser, imagine you're just calling up to an API. It's going to go from the browser server, and you're going to get the response back. So one thing that Service Worker allows you to do is intercept the traffic, right? So if you open up the browser, and we see we've got our code here, and we've got this kind of Service Worker sitting just in front of the code. It's got access to all the network requests going out and coming in. So you can see how you can build up some powerful functionality in terms of offline, caching, etc. If you had a service worker. So what MSW have done, essentially create their own service worker, and that works side by side with the mocks that you create in the code, and we're going to have a look at that soon. And it's essentially going to return the mocks. So we're not going to go out to the server at all. The feedback loop is very quick, and it's all going to be within the browser. But from our perspective, it looks like a real network call, which is why I think it's really powerful. So yeah, let's get into it. So I've got a very simple application here. I've just created it with Create React App. I've added some CSS. I'd like to point out as well that I've also added the JSDOM 16 environment to our test. So at the time of recording, React for test is still on an older version of JSDOM. So there's a bit of an issue around that with testing. So to get around that, I just had to do an npm install JSDOM 16 and add that there. In the future, you might not have to do this because it'll be the up-to-date version. So I'll add a comment in the pin section below if you no longer have to do that. So yeah, so I've got this very basic app, which is essentially just doing a fetch to a user API and displaying a welcome screen or an error message if it fails. So if we just have a quick look at this code, we'll look at the test, and then we'll introduce MSW. So we've just got a couple of local states, one to hold the username and one to hold the status of the API response. So in a use effect that's just running when the app is first rendered, we're doing fetch user, and this is just a function that does a fetch to an API. This is just localhost API. This API doesn't exist, so you can see on the right hand side here, connection refused. The API doesn't exist. We'll fix that later on. And of course, if the API fails, we're going to throw an error. Otherwise, we're going to return the response. And we're going to assume the response has something called username. So we set the username, we set the success, and if it fails, of course, we catch the error, and we set the status, and then we're just rendering based off of the status. So either an error, loading, or the welcome message. So hopefully that's fairly simple. And we'll just have a look at the test now. So we just got a very simple test, and this is just checking that we have the loading message, right? So if I refresh this, you can see very quickly that we can see loading there for a split second, and then we're just using that wait to make sure that the welcome is in the screen. So obviously, if I run this test now, it's going to fail. So what we're going to do, I think I've already got tests running, so I'll stop this one. What we're going to do in this exercise is we're going to introduce MSW to get the test to pass. We're going to introduce a second test to make sure we can test the failing scenario as well. And then we're going to take those mocks that we've added for the test, and we're going to reuse them for development. So yeah, let's see how that works. So I've got my test running here. It's obviously failing, just like we'd expect, because it's seeing fetch user, but it's expecting to see welcome Redhwan. So what I'm going to do is you're first going to npm install MSW. So you're going to run that. I already run that, so I'm not going to run it again. And we're going to go into our source directory, and we're going to create a file. We're going to call this handlers, and this is going to be essentially all the mocks, right? All the mock APIs that we want are going to go inside this file for now, and then we're going to use these in our test and development environment. So we're going to create a list called handlers, and we're going to use the MSW REST API. So it's worth noting at this point that MSW supports REST and GraphQL. So if you're using GraphQL, this is going to work for you too. At this point, we're just going to use REST, and then we just basically build up the API that we want. So in this case, it's a GET request, and you give it the mask, which is basically the API that you want to use. And I think, yeah, just localhost 8080 API/user as the first argument. And the second argument, you're going to take in a standard resolver. So if you're used to, playing around with Node, etc., this is quite common for API requests. So you have the request object, which has got everything from the body, the URL, the headers, etc. We have the response, which is what we're going to respond back with, and then we have a context to build up the response. So what we're going to do here is we're going to return the response, which is a function, and inside this we're going to use context. We're going to say, for example, in this case, we're just going to return a 200, and we're going to give that one a body. I think, if I remember correctly, the body had username, and my one is just Redhwan Nacef. There we go. I forgot the equal sign there. And that's it. That's all we need to do. So I've mocked this API, and it's going to return 200 with that username. So I'm just going to export handlers. And I'm also going to export REST here as well. So we want to specifically use this instance of REST. So we're going to export it, and we're going to reuse that in the test to create handlers at runtime. So you'll see what I mean by that in a moment. So once we've done that, we're just going to go over to our tests, and we can just minimize this. And at this point, what we want to do is set up this server in the Node environment. And before all the tests, we want to start up the server. We want to stop at the end of the test, and we want to make sure we reset all the handlers after each test, just in case we're modifying them in runtime. So what that's going to look like is we'll do current server is equal to setup server. And just a reminder, note that we have server and worker. So browsers support service workers, but they're not really a concept in the Node environment, right? So what MSW have done is basically create an API that takes the handlers and kind of looks similar for both. So if it's within a browser, it's going to create an actual service worker to intercept, etc. But for the server, it's not going to do that. It's going to do something else behind the scenes. So they've handled all that for us. So from the server, we're going to destructure handlers inside there, and then here I'm just going to paste in a bit of code, which is just starting the server, ending the server after all the tests, and resetting just like we said. And that's all we need, right? So if I now open up my test, which is just running, we can see that it's passed. Brilliant. So the test here is rendering the app, which is making an API call, and that's returning the right response. That's showing welcome Redhwan Nacef. So what if we want to test a failing scenario? Let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to duplicate this test. I'm going to bring this down a bit. So it renders welcome message. Let's say the render is error message when user fetch. Let's just say fails. Cool. So of course this is going to fail at first. So let's say error fetching user. I think that was the message. So we're just going to let this run. So of course this is going to fail, and that's because the API is returning a 200. So what we need to do is we need to essentially override that or add another handler. We can do that by using the server object that we've instantiated up here. So I'm just going to go server.use, and then here you just pass in more handlers, right? So I'm going to go over to my handlers. I'm just going to copy and paste this guy. I'll go back right here. And instead of returning a 200 with an object, I'm going to return a 400. That was that. And hopefully if I save this and just wait for the test to run. Ooh, that's failing. I think it's because there's no full stop there. There we go. So yeah, error fetching user, that's exactly what we're saying. And you can see how you can start to build this up to be a bit more complex to, look at the request headers, the request body, etc., to build up the kind of logic that we need. Great, so now let's work on getting our development environment sorted out. So there's a command that you need to run as a one-off, basically to add a service worker to your file. And what you can do is you can run npx msw init, and you're going to point this to your public folder. So for create React app, point it to the public folder. If you're using a different framework, you can check the MSW documentation, and that'll show you where that's created. So you can see that that's basically just created a mock service worker.js in the public folder. So if we open that there we go. So that gets checked into your code. You basically don't need to touch that. That's something that they've created, and we can essentially forget about that. That's going to hook up with the handlers, with the worker that we're going to set up, and it's all just going to essentially also going to work. So we're going to go back to our app.js, and we're going to set up our worker now. So we only want the worker to run while we're in development mode. So we're going to do a quick if statement to check the, I think it's process.env.nodenv. So we're just going to check that we're in development mode. This is a kind of pre-configured environment variable that we have access to. And if we are in the development mode, we're just going to get a copy of our handlers from, I think the file is .handlers. There we go. We're going to set up the worker similar to when we set up the server earlier on. So I think it's setup worker. Here we go. I'm just going to pass in the handlers exactly the same way. And then we're going to call worker.start. And you'll see when we call worker.start, there we go. We've got no more failing request. I've got a bit of fancy CSS that I've copied and pasted to make it look nice. But other than that, yeah, we can see how it's working. So I'm going to expand this out a bit so we can have a quick look. You can see that MSW is doing its own logging, so you can see the request, you can see the response, etc. But what we want to look at is the network tab. So we can see that there's a user request here. And if I open this up, we can see that this looks just like any other network request. It's got a request URL, it's got headers, response and request, and we can see that there's 200 back. There's a few things that make it clear that it's from service worker. So we've got the from service worker here beside the code, and we've got the header that's returned by MSW itself. But everything else just looks like a normal request. And one other thing that's probably quite interesting is if you jump into application, this is on Chrome, and if you go into service workers here, you can see the mock service worker is activated and running. So you can see that that's all working fine. And where this really comes in powerful, if I just make this a bit smaller again, is if you want to test out kind of different responses, if you're debugging and you've gotten a weird response back from the server, all you need to do is go into your handlers, for example, change this to 400, and straight away, super fast feedback loop. You've got a mock response which you can kind of debug against, test against. So yeah, it's really, really powerful stuff. And yeah, I think that's everything for today. I'd really recommend you checking this out, something I'm definitely going to be using. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.